Y'all need a pilot?
Okay, it's been feels like a very long time since I came on here. Feels like it anyway. Even though it's only been a week, it feels like it's been a long time since we did freaking Zootopia. It really has been, and there's been a lot going on, and I feel like we should go over some of it. But first, I want to talk about the box office. But I'm going to detract. Well, not detract. I'm going to talk about last week's box office and this week's box office, so I could just kind of compare and contrast what was going on. So let me just go ahead and get started first before I talk about the big thing, if you know what I mean, because it involves the industry at large. But last week, number one was actually Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, which I'm surprised by the $70 million opening because, yes, the last movie, Mugen Train, I think that's what it was called, it did very well, but the movie didn't really get that much advertising, at least in my view. I never really saw any commercial or anything for this movie online.
No.
So $70 million, that goes to show you that the fan base was up in arms about it. Number two was Conjuring Last Rites, dropping almost 70%, probably because of the bad word of mouth, but it still made money, $25.6 million. Number three, Downton Abbey, the grand finale. Thank God it's over. $18 million. Number four was the movie that I suspected would be number one last week, but instead, another bomb from Lionsgate, The Long Walk, which is funny because everybody who I personally know said that this is one of the best films of the year. Like, everybody is giving it high marks. And I'm not surprised because Francis Lawrence is a very consistent director. He is a very consistent director. And I really do want to see it, but it's just another bomb. Lionsgate has only 2 more releases this year. Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and The Housemaid. And okay, let's get The Housemaid out of the way since the fucking trailer came out. It's pretty sad when the Mandalorian Grogu trailer that came out yesterday, had reached 1 million viewers on YouTube in like 3 hours, yet The Housemaid took over 24 hours to reach 1 million. That goes to show you that nobody cares about J.J. Slade, and I'm glad Jay's not here so I can say that without getting ridiculed for it. Number 5 would be Toy Story, the 2025 re-release. Decent amount of money, considering it's a re-release, $3 million. Apparently, from what I understand, they attached, I think, a trailer to 5 for this.
It's been debunked.
Debunked. Oh,
yeah.
My rumor.
Best friend went and saw it, and basically Andrew Stanton just kind of introduced the movie and said he was working on Toy Story 5.
Well, we already knew he's been working on it for like, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Number 6 is Weapons, $2.7 million, which I'll talk about later. Trust me, I got a lot to say about that. Number 7 is Hamilton, the second week of the re-release. 8 was Freaky Friday. Number 9 was Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. This movie got an IMAX release, so I figured it was going to make a little bit more money than it actually did. And yet it flopped. Because I figured it's a sequel to This Is Spinal Tap. A lot of people love that movie, myself included. This would make money, right? No. And number 10 was The Sound of Music that got a reissue. So, let's go over to this week now, if I could. Yeah, there. Okay, good. Number 1 was Demon Slayer again, $17 million. And number 2 was the movie Him, which I suspected would be number 1. And it probably would have done better if it wasn't for the bad reviews that it got.
And if it was actually about the Powerpuff Girls villain.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm surprised. I heard the movie was not great, really at all. I heard it's like about as subtle as any other Jordan Peele movie, which is none, really. Number 3 was Conjuring. Number 4 was Down Abbey. Long Walk. Actually, 5 million. Not 5 million. 5%. Not 5%. 5th place. And number 6, considering the stars that it has, I'm surprised because this is the first time I'm looking at this. A Big Beautiful Journey only made $3 million. The movie with Margot Robbie.
Another movie I hear was
lost money.
Even with the, reception that I've seen that it's had, I'm still wanting to see the movie.
I heard it's mediocre, but I'm still willing to give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to give it a chance.
I like those 2 actors, and if I like,
of course you like Colin Farrell, Jared. Of course you do.
Yeah, I do.
Number 7, The Senior. What is this? Oh, it's some. Angel Studios. Ugh.
Yeah.
No. Get away from me, Angel Studios. Get away.
Sound of Freedom was enough for me.
Number 8 was Toy Story. Number 9 was Sound and Presents Noah Live. What? So they're showing the Darren Aronofsky movie live? I don't know. It's a Fathom release.
I'm sure it's not.
It's a musical.
It's a musical, I think.
Ew. And number 10 was Weapons. Pretty slow week, all things considered. Oh, that's another thing. Did Gabby's Dollhouse come out this weekend?
No, but it leaked online.
Whoa, that's why there's no reviews or anything for it.
Except for me and Jose. By the way, fuck that movie.
I saw your review and you hated it, but I'm like, did it come out already? That's my question. That was my question.
Yeah, because I saw Soren's review too, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's nothing on Rotten Tomatoes. There's no reviews in either.
Yes. Oh boy. Oh my god. But yeah, it's just oh boy. That was pretty, Now let's talk about something that happened that does involve the industry. That's why I'm bringing it up, because if it didn't, I would have not talked about this. And as a result, I gotta put this on the screen. Let's talk about Disney. Let's talk about Disney for a second. I sometimes, a lot of people have criticized Disney for various things for the past 2-3 years, and I try to defend them where I can. This situation that happened is the first time where I cannot defend Disney in any regard. I cannot defend what they did. Getting rid of Kimmel for a comment that wasn't even about Charlie Kirk. It was about Trump, not Charlie Kirk. Look at it. In fact, there was a tweet saying, even though all this happened, that he was actually he still gave his condolences to his family. So it wasn't even about him. It's literally the White House and the U.S. government abusing their power and pretty much removing free speech as a result. It's pathetic. It's pretty, look at all the stuff that, before all of this happened. I don't even think the situation's even fully recovered yet. And I'll get to why I feel that way towards the end. But in terms of how I saw and all this other stuff, to me, when I saw it, I was baffled. I was baffled by this. I'm like, Jimmy Kimmel can say whatever the fuck he wants. You don't have to agree with him. I'm not even the biggest Jimmy Kimmel fan.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's he's fine. Sometimes he's funny. Sometimes he's definitely not.
Exactly. And, but at the same time, he has the right to say whatever the hell he wants. It's a free country. But it's pretty funny because, now if our current government, they say, now we're really promoting freedom of speech, but why are you censoring him? That's the question I have to ask. Why are you censoring him?
He didn't say anything straight up offensive.
No, he didn't.
At least from what I looked at and everything.
Yes, that's what I looked at because I did some research. Research. It's important. But yeah, I was so surprised that because I figured, with the whole cancel Disney Plus movie, it wasn't really going to get any traction because The Late Show with Stephen Colbert had the same thing and it didn't really move the needle. But who did move the needle? the fucking celebrities and the fucking writers, starting with guess who started it? Damon Lindelof started it. He was the first one. Mainly it was because he knew Kimmel ever since they showed the pilot to Lost at the ABC upfronts, and he was very supportive. And Jimmy Kimmel is a Lost fan. There was even like remember when the finale aired, they did a little Jimmy Kimmel did a special celebrating Lost after it was finished. It's actually on YouTube in its entirety. I wouldn't recommend watching it unless you watch the whole show, obviously. But he did one. So, and obviously he had Damon and Carlton and the cast on several times. So him supporting it, obviously, that made me happy. But then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. When Pedro Pascal has to say something about it, you know you done fucked it up.
I saw this meme or something that said, it said, Disney likes Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal likes Jimmy Kimmel. Something else. But eventually it led to, don't piss off Pedro Pascal. Reinstate Jimmy Kimmel.
But yeah, like, everything about it is just like, come on now. Like, I'm not, like, to me... I'm glad that because I feel like the reason why it got a lot of attention was because the Writers Guild got involved. If the Writers Guild had not gotten involved, this would have gained no traction. And this would just been tossed off to the side, just like a lot of controversies these days.
It's also like really good timing and everything for Sean Astin becoming the head of the Actors Guild and stuff, because he voiced his opinion on it as too.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to it, like a bunch of people, there was even an open letter before Kimmel got reinstated with 400 fucking writers and actors and musicians. Almost every fucking person you'd ever named of is on that list.
And supposedly what it was, I don't know the full details, but like it was the FCC kind of
abused their power.
Yeah,
they threatened him. They threatened ABC.
Yeah,
executive, because there's even a report. I think it was from Rolling Stone. They said that the ABC executives didn't even think the comments were all that offensive, but they did it because you know who in the White House threatened them, and Brandon Carr, they threatened him because they want to get through. Because the first people who started this was Nexstar. If you don't know what Nexstar is, they are a company that owns ABC affiliates, a bunch of other affiliates from other networks too. But they didn't like what Jimmy Kimmel said. Most of their stations are in, the rural, right-wing areas. But, they didn't like what he said, and they were like suspending him. They were gonna get him. They were gonna take him off regardless of what ABC did. So, and they're in talks to merge with another company named Tegna, which I think is owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, who's also pretty right-wing. I think. Let me check my my thing here just to make sure. Oh no, the Gannett Company, but they're from Virginia. Tegna is. So, and if they merge together, they become the biggest monopoly in broadcast TV. Similarly, Disney is trying to acquire the NFL Network from the NFL. So two corporate merge. This is the reason why it happened. They had to kiss ass to get two corporate mergers to go through.
Oh, wow.
Late stage capitalism at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. To the point where the Mandalorian Grogu trailer, they released it as damage control. I found out they released it as damage control because apparently the trailer was supposed to come out this Friday. It was supposed to come out on this Friday.
I can see that because it was weirdly like shadow dropped, like just
no
kind of out of nowhere.
Buzz, and then they're making a bunch of other distractions. Look, the Muppet Show got revived. Oh, for the pilot, we're gonna get Sabrina Carpenter, and we're like, fuck you, I'm not paying attention to that. So it's all they all did a bunch of these distractions throughout the week, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So I'm just glad he got reinstated, but the problem is that Nexstar is still, because he's returning tonight, I think it's his first episode back, but Nexstar's still not airing him. So it's just like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I hope this situation is settled. But at the same time, the point I'm trying to make here is that I hate that Disney did this because, especially considering the previous week, Andor won the Emmy for Best Writing for a drama series where the episode where literally Mon Mothma was talking about the loudest person in the room, Emperor Palpatine, and they are sucking up to essentially the loudest person in the room. This is exactly what Andor is talking about. Yeah, Tony Gilroy was like, hey, we're adapting the Russian Revolution in interviews and all this other stuff, but Andor is about what we're going through today. Let's make no mistake. That's what it's about. That's what Andor is about. So, you know, it's just like, it's so dumb. It really is dumb. It really is. But with that being said, Mandalorian Grogu looks great. It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks very good.
I love the poster and everything and how it looks like one giant like B movie.
Well, yeah. So it's just like it was really to me. Let's just hope Disney doesn't pull this shit like this again, because seriously, it made you look really bad. It really did make you look really bad. So I don't know how big their stock is right now. I don't know if it's still low in terms of the stock exchange, but before. Oh my God, guess what? It still was down today, even though they reinstated Kimmel because of what's going on. So I guess the cancel Disney Plus movement is still continuing, even after Kimmel got reinstated.
There was a funny joke. I watched, because sometimes I watch The Daily Show with
I love The Daily Show. I love The Daily Show. Ever since Jon Stewart came back, I've been watching a lot of clips on YouTube.
Jon Stewart said something about, you know, all this, and he's like, and thank you everybody for acting like you were actually going to get rid of your Hulu.
That's true. That's the reason why I was so concerned about the boycott. Because, like, oh, people aren't going to do a damn thing. They're going to cancel it for, like, a fucking day. Oh, Disney. Oh, speak of the devil and it shall appear. Oh, my God. You're doing this right after you.
Yeah, I did see that.
You know what?
I saw that.
I'm going to do people a community service.
I was seeing folks, like $9.99 and then $15.99 or something, or yeah.
I'm going to do people a fucking service right now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking risk my show's airtime, even though it's probably YouTube's not going to probably fucking get me. But still, I'm about to say you could watch Disney shows for relatively cheap without paying Disney money. It's called piracy. Here's how I do it. Let's go to my TV and show you how.
Oh my God!
Do it. If my fucking TV, oh come on, don't fuck with me, TV. I just turned it back on. Come on, TV, get that shit away. Get it away. I don't want to get away.
Technical.
Come on, get away. I want to show people. Come on. Do I have to get up and fucking get rid of it myself? Oh God, give me 1 minute. This is not. I should have left it on. I should have left on because the reason why I'm doing this is because I have $0 left to give. I'm on YouTube. We barely get ratings as it is. It's fine. So what I use personally, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I use this app I found on the Fire TV, which you could download manually, called Streamio. And what you do is that you download Streamio. It's this purple icon that with a play symbol in the middle of it, and you get a service named Real Debrid. It only costs, I think, like $16 for 6 months. And essentially what you're getting when you combine them both, there's a bunch of tutorials how to do it on Reddit and things. You could get any movie, any show you want in the highest quality possible and not get fucking shitty bit rates. So for example, I'm opening it up here, and it's almost like a Netflix type experience. Oh, look what's funny! This is a Disney show that just came up, Alien Earth, because my mom is watching that. I still haven't watched it, by the way. The finale's tonight, I know that for sure. But Alien Earth is up there, and you can watch it essentially for cheap. Not exactly free, but very cheap. And that's the message I'm trying to make. If you're not happy with Disney, do that. Oh, jeez. I guess that's my message for today. Use that instead of paying for streaming services. And it's funny because I have It's funny because we technically have Disney Plus, but I don't pay for it. But you know what? I hate the ads on it. That's why I do. That's why I do what I do. I hate the ads that we have on it.
Is like internet piracy is this the silver age of piracy? We had the golden
this is like
age.
the golden age of piracy.
We had the golden age of piracy. Is this the silver age or the bronze age?
Yeah, it's like this is the Renaissance. Forget it.
This is
It's
the
the
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Oh man, it's not gonna be in a dark age anytime soon because unlike those commercials in the mid 2000s, people were you remember that promo with the stolen music, piracy, it's a crime. I used to use it as the music as the intro to this show, funnily enough, and now people are like, nah, I do it anyway because you know what? Fuck these companies. I'm not giving them any money. And that's a good thing. Especially considering we're living in an anti-capitalist society. But that's enough of me ranting about Jimmy Kimmel. Not ranting about Jimmy Kimmel, ranting about Disney. So there you go. And it's again, I'm not even a big Kimmel fan, but I was not a fan of what they did. So with that being said, I'm going to fucking stop talking and I'm going to let Soren go first.
All right. I have a new show marathon I have to go over, and that's Samurai Jack.
Oh.
The 15 best Samurai Jack episodes, and this is in no particular order except in release order. All right, number 1, episode 1, the beginning, where they show Jack coming of age and first fighting a coup and gains him forward in time.
Note to self: make the top 15 Lost episodes when you get the chance.
Oh yeah.
Take a drink. Next up, number 6, Jack and the Warrior Woman.
Again, I haven't seen Samurai Jack. Okay, no, I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not the entire thing. Is this going to include the Adult Swim era too?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was wondering because I have not seen the continuation at all.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, number 7, Jack and the 3 Blind Archers.
Like Orchard, like
Archers.
Archers.
Like the
it's funny because I'm going to review a movie with a character named Archer soon.
Number 9, Jack Under the Sea. Under the Sea.
I vaguely remember that one though.
Next up, episode 11, Jack and the Scotsman.
Oh, I didn't know they did Scotch shit in it. I didn't know that. But
again, I know that one. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Number 12. Next up, episode 12, Jack and the Gangsters.
Wow, this show did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Next up, episode 13, Aku's Fairy Tales.
I don't know that one.
Number 14. Next up, episode 14.
I'm just keep saying no comment because I haven't seen this fucking show.
Episode 14.
It's definitely
Jack learns to jump good. This isn't flying. This is falling with style. Episode 16. Jack and the Smackback.
Smackdown? No, just kidding.
Episode
Jack
20.
and the Smackback?
I know this isn't about Will Smith.
G.I.J. 2, still make it.
Next, episode 26, Jack's Shoes. Episode 28, true. Jack and the Rave.
There's a rave in Samurai Jack? What the fuck?
Yeah. Episode 43, the Aku Infection.
Sounds like COVID.
Episode 48, Jack versus Aku.
These are simple titles.
Now, episode 52,
I love how
Jack
simple they are.
Episode 52, Jack and the Baby.
Yeah, Mandalorian before Mandalorian.
And finally, my favorite episode of the entire show, the entire 5th season.
That's cheating. You put a full season of television. It's like me saying number 1 will my lost rank, my lost episode rank will be the entirety of season 4. Even though I still kind of feel that way, but I have to be a little bit more, objective.
All right, next up, I have
Lost season 4 is just, one big movie, then yeah.
Yes, we
Which
always
it
call it
basically
Lost the
is. It
movie around
basically
here.
is Lost the movie.
All right, then next up I have a Watch Mojo list. The top
Oh,
30
God.
deleted scenes that would have changed the whole movie.
Okay.
Number 30, the alternative ending in The Thing.
I don't know the details of that one.
Let me look at the... apparently the Watch Mojo list doesn't have the article on
Usually
it.
they have it on the website. Usually, if you go to read
I tried
them,
looking at the website, and it
let me
just...
have a look.
no.
Let me have a look. I can probably fucking have a look for you. While I do that, hold on. Come on, fucking. There we go. Keyboard, little bitch. No, I don't want to go to that fucking YouTube. I want to go to the fucking website. Ugh.
All right.
Annoying.
In the meantime, number 29, Russian Roulette in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, I think I heard something like that, but like, I don't know. Was this the third act? The change to the third act?
The change in the third act, yeah.
Yeah, because the third act of Die Hard with a Vengeance, like the last 10 minutes, no, I didn't like that at all. I didn't, and it's too bad because the movie is really good otherwise. It really is.
Number 28, Jane and Ricky's arrest in American Beauty.
They got arrested?
Apparently.
Interesting.
Then again, he probably got arrested for filming a plastic bag and saying if there's so much beauty in the world, he feel like he can't take it over a fucking plastic bag. Sorry, that scene always bothers me.
Number 27, Morbid Conversation in Sunset Boulevard.
Never saw that movie. I can't comment. I probably should.
I do love that movie.
Number 26, Substance Use in Pretty Woman.
I heard that the original script for Pretty Woman was much darker, but I don't know about substance abuse.
Dang.
Number 25, the villains are arrested in Superman 2.
Again,
Jericho that would have been weird.
Now, number 24, Aliens and Doctor Strangelove.
No.
I do yeah, there was a whole lot of things changed.
Number 23, Lydia's Fiery End in Beetlejuice.
Never saw Beetlejuice. Well, no, not all the way through, anyway.
Number 22, Malfoy Intervenes, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That be one thing that should have been in the movie.
What was that? Like, is this like at the end here, or?
Yes.
Number 21.
So, yeah.
Number 21, Ripley's daughter in Aliens.
Oh no, that's in the special edition. Really, that's kind of in the special edition. When you watch this is why I prefer that version. Remember that because there's a scene that was cut. I think for the theatrical cut. I don't think this is in the theatrical cut where they pretty much tell her your daughter's dead.
Number 20, Cap adjusting to modern times, The Avengers.
That would have been a nice scene, but I think the movie was already pretty long. I think it's like 2 hours and 23 minutes as it was. So,
number 19, Shawn the Back in Back to the Future Part 3.
I don't know. That movie's kind of good on where it is.
Well, that ending's
Number 18, I think we can all agree that this should have been in the final movie. Shadow Man's downfall and Return of the King.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I mean, that's the reason why I want to get around to the extended editions one day so I could actually see him die. But I'm surprised that it wasn't the theatrical cut at all.
It's crazy because it would only have added like 5 more minutes to the runtime.
Yeah, only 5 minutes. You could cut everything else, but at least keep that scene.
Number 17, Lane Lecter Go in Hannibal.
Hannibal. I've heard a lot of people shit on that movie.
I have not seen that movie in
Number 16.
Young,
Number 16, the manager knew all along, The Shining.
I don't know.
Number 15, Ferris is a thief in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay, that would make Ferris even more of a dick than he already is.
Number 14, Loki didn't steal the throne in Thor. Number 13, Peter's dad in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Wait, wasn't there a scene in the theatrical cut where you saw his dad, or am I just
That is only in the
misreading?
deleted alternate
scene.
ending.
I'm surprised they didn't put that in the fucking movie. You would think, hey, a nice moment with his dad after not seeing him for God knows how long, and especially considering he's like not dead, you know?
It's one of those scenes where I'm just like, you think about, if you don't think about the logistics and everything of like, oh, he's alive, it's a really good scene. Like,
Here's
legitimately
the thing, it'll be a good scene in a shitty movie, because that movie's a fucking mess.
Number 12, resetting the CPU in Terminator 2.
I think the movie is perfect as it is. I don't think anything else, would have added to it, really. Even the theatrical cut's perfect.
Number 11, worst case scenario in Get Out. I think this is where the main character gets arrested at the end.
Thank God they changed it. Thank God the TSA agent comes in to save his ass, because he's TS motherfucking A.
Number 10, Aragorn versus Sauron in Return of the King.
No, is this the same thing like the fucking his death? Is the same fucking scene, or is this not?
So the Aragorn fighting Sauron basically.
Sauron! Sauron. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you know where he fights like a giant troll at the end of the movie, like at the Black Gate and stuff.
Yeah.
That was originally like a manifestation of Sauron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number
but
9.
like just an empty shell or something.
Number 9, Hunted becomes the Hunter. Hostile.
Who gives a shit about Hostile? I have better things to do in my life than touch Eli Roth. Not literally. I mean, touch his movies. And not like that either.
Number 8, Tashi Station in Star Wars.
Again, Star Wars is a perfect movie as it is.
Excuse
me, A New Hope. I gotta be that asshole. A New Hope is a perfect movie.
The Tashi Station scenes are good scenes on their own and everything, but it would have destroyed the pacing of the movie.
Number 7, the downer ending in Clerks. This is where the clerk gets shot.
Yeah, this is where Dante gets killed. But then, thank God, I forget who. I think it was an executive at Miramax told him, hey, how about you end the movie on a more upbeat note? And thank God he did, because without it, there would be no Clerks 2, no Clerks 3. Randall and Dante wouldn't even be in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back either. You know?
Yeah. Number 6.
It created a whole View Askew-universe, and just because of that change. Then again, I love Clerks. I wish the fucking wheel fucking lands on it for once in my life, so I want to talk about it.
Number 6, a fitting end in Deep Blue Sea.
This is the one where Susan doesn't get killed, right?
I think so. Number 5, all-out war in World War Z.
Considering all the hell that movie went through, I don't know, adding that back in would have, and I think it's a miracle it turned out as good as it did. It really did. It was a fucking miracle.
Number 4, the alternative ending in I Am Legend.
I think both endings suck.
Number 3, the frame job in Fatal Attraction.
Never saw Fatal Attraction.
Number 2, the alternative ending in Little Shop of Horrors.
This is the one where the plant eats everybody at the end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And number 1, a true finale in First Blood.
I mean, I don't know what. So what would happen? I don't know, because at the end of First Blood, he gets arrested, and
so instead of Sylvester Stallone getting arrested, he decides that he's had enough trouble in his life, so he shoots himself.
Oh yes, because that happened in the original novel. Rambo kills himself.
And
Stallone was like, no, you're going to change the ending because I feel like this could be a franchise, and guess what happened?
Because, yeah, I could see that ending working perfectly with the themes of that movie, but yeah, if you don't kill him, then
there is no franchise.
And those are all my topics.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next. I have 3 movies to talk about for you today. I'm gonna ask my co-hosts and the audience. Should I start with the movie that I love the most? Because I have 2 movies that I consider overrated. Should I start with the good movie and end with the others? Or do I go the other way around, start with the overrated ones,
Overrated
and end
first.
it on a more positive note? I want to hear from the audience. I want to hear it. So your vote, I can't even fucking create a poll. If Chan was here, he probably would be able to, but I don't have that power for some reason on this channel. But I want to hear from the viewers if they even fucking respond. If anybody is even watching the show at all.
They're like, nope.
No, but I'm not gonna watch it
no,
because
fuck you,
no,
Victor.
I don't want to watch you ripping on my man Marty Wolf. I don't want you ripping on him. Jose says overrated. I'm gonna need like at least 2 or 3 more people to say it first, say it next. If not, I'm just gonna go the exact opposite just to be a dick. Jesus Christ. But yeah, because I've been doing a lot of catching up on 2025 movies. I was going to get F1 in today, but I just couldn't because this other movie that I'm going to talk about took a lot of my time up. So I wanted to get F1 in, but I just didn't. Okay. Hunter said it's another overrated. Okay, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go overrated. I'm going to start with the one that everybody knows that I consider overrated because I made it public on Letterboxd. The other one you do not know because I have not posted the review just yet. I have written the review for the other film, but I have not done so, and I will do so after I'm done talking about it. The first one I'm going to talk about is Zach Krieger's new film, Weapons. Folks, if you know this about me, you probably remember that I did not care for Barbarian all that much. In fact, I hated it. I considered it one of the most overrated films of the year it came out. So that's what, 22 it came out? Maybe 21? I think it was 22 though. I didn't like it. But again, I liked the part at the beginning with the Airbnb and the girl and Bill Skarsgård. I liked that portion of the movie. But then when it cut to Justin Long's character, killed itself. The movie just went downhill very, very quickly. With Weapons, I wanted to give Zach Krieger the benefit of the doubt. You want to know why? Because he produced Companion, which is still my second favorite film of the year. I'm just like, yes, he didn't direct it. Drew Hancock did. And he also wrote Companion as well. But I feel like if Krieger is obviously he's a good producer. He made a movie that I absolutely adore. Maybe for his next run, he'll do something that I like. And for the most part, I was into it. I really was. For the first hour and 15 minutes of this movie, I was like, hey, I get it. I get it. He got his shit together. This is a great movie. I love where this is going. And even parts I thought would annoy me, like the drug dealer, I wasn't annoyed. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's improved as a writer. But then the last segment of the movie happened. And that's when it all came crashing down. And to me, I'm going to start off with the pauses because there are a lot of pauses I do have with the movie. There are quite a few. First, I want to say this. I love the fact that Zach Krieger said an inspiration for the movie was Magnolia. And you could tell right away because this movie has 5 or 6 different characters circling around the entire storyline. Well, the difference between it and Magnolia is this. Magnolia cuts back and forth between the characters. They cut back and forth. This one just shows the character, their little section of the movie pretty much straight, and then we switch over to another character. Magnolia doesn't exactly do that. But it's very true that it is an ensemble piece for the most part. I do think the acting is very good. In particular, Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and particularly, I want to mention Alden Ehrenreich because this is his best performance I've ever seen him do.
He's so good in this movie.
He's great in the movie. I mean, obviously, I knew Gardner and Brolin were going to do great because, well, I already like them. Garner is in my favorite fucking movie this year, Fantastic Four. So, you know, I knew they were going to do great. But Ehrenreich really did surprise me, and I'm just happy that this is an actual success that he has, because that guy has like the worst luck when it comes to movies. Like Beautiful Creatures bombed, Solo: A Star Wars Story bombed, his show Brave New World, which was the first Peacock original, by the way, flopped and got canceled. That guy has like the worst luck. So I'm just happy he has a hit. You know, I'm happy he even has a hit, like where he has a major role. So I'm happy for him. I want to see him do more things. The guy who played the drug dealer, again, I thought he was going to be annoying, but he actually didn't annoy me. In fact, the drug dealer, for some reason, reminded me of Jay from Clerks, ironically enough.
It's like what he's wearing and everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will also say that the movie, the cinematography is pretty good. There's this shot in the third act, even though I don't like the third act, but there's this really cool shot of this involved me getting me in a way, but it involves somebody running towards somebody else. It's like in like this position where you're moving with that person, and it's the windows, they shatter through the windows. It's all like almost like a GoPro kind of shot. That was a cool shot. I also like some of the humor that's present in the movie. I think some of it can be pretty damn funny, which is surprising for a very almost somber type of movie like this. There was one jump scare that really did get me, and I'll talk about it now. It's the scene where in the dream that Josh Brolin is having, and he's talking to his kid, and he's talking about how, where are you? I love you. You know, please come back to me. And then, bam, a fucking jump scare. It's a visual jump scare. It's not even like the music is like bong when the jump scare happens. It's just the visual. That made me yelp a little bit. So that was an effective jump scare. And they didn't use the music to overblow it too. So good on them. Again, the movie comes crashing down once the Alex segment kicks in. It all comes and I think it starts crashing down when it comes to like the second half of Benedict Wong's segment. By the way, he is good in the movie as well. That's another thing I forgot to mention. He is good in the movie. I'm telling you, once Gladys comes in, the movie kills itself. It kills itself. I cannot take this woman seriously. She's a fucking cartoon.
I think that's the point, though.
I don't fucking care. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me at all. I don't like over-the-top cartoons. I like my horror films, ironically enough, to be taken seriously, and Scream, for the most part, takes itself serious. Okay, not every horror movie needs to be taken seriously. Not everything does, but this just doesn't work. And I think it poorly explains her motivation. You want to know why? So David Zaslav could pick up a fucking origin script and make money off of it. Seriously, David Zaslav, you're suckage. You suck. Like, seriously, it's just like, to me, it all because the motivation is poorly shown. Poorly. She's just a witch who's getting too old and sick, so she needs the life force of these kids to remain alive. That's it? That's all you give me? By the way, I'm not the only one who didn't like this movie, because I had a conversation with my sister before I saw Weapons, and she hated the movie too. She blamed it on the advertising, and honestly, the marketing for this movie was terrible. It really was, because the movie, for the first 2/3, the parts I love, yeah, it has horror elements, but it's mostly a drama. It's not a horror film until the third act. And obviously, it's very misleading. It's a very misleading marketing campaign, and it fucking worked. The same shit happened with Sinners, which, by the way, I rewatched recently, and I loved it more than I already did. But again, I think Sinners, the advertising, failed it. So clearly, Warner Brothers needs a new marketing department, because I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt about Companion, because there was no way you could have marketed the movie any way that they did. Because, again, the twist is in the first 20 minutes of the fucking movie. It is not a spoiler, okay? It happens in the first 20 minutes. But with this, marketing was lame. But yeah. To me, it just, the third act just didn't work. And also, in the third act, when, obviously Julia Garner and Josh Brolin have to team up to kind of save the day at the end or whatever, But all they do in that third act is act like complete fucking idiots. They're acting like morons. Like, be fucking smart for once. Don't be. That's another thing that bothers me about horror movies. The fact that it relies on fucking idiots to run the plot. You wonder why Scream is my favorite franchise, because it makes fun of this very trope. You know, and then the whole ending with the kid, Alex, you know, snapping off the fucking, he finds Gladys's hair, I think, and splits the thing, and the kids come running after her. That is just like, again, the shot. That's the shot where I was coming from, when the kids are running after her, and that GoPro type of shot with them going through the window and all that. That's a great shot. But I just didn't care because I'm like, I don't like these creative decisions. Yes, I know it's a very personal thing for me, but and then it's just like the end. I'm just like, they rip her fucking head off. That's it. And then the movie just kind of stops without having really much of an ending. That's it. That's it.
Guess the movie really went ahead of itself.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Soren. Yes, other than Scream 4, because Dewey and Gale in the third act did act like fucking idiots. But I do agree with that. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's so, because this is, Soren made this good point when he was reviewing fucking Nymphomaniac, God knows when he said that third acts and endings can make or break a movie. And Weapons is the prime example of this. And Barbarian. Okay. I'm going to say something that I said in my Letterboxd review, and I'll say it here too. I feel like Simon Kinberg, Zach Krieger reminds me of Simon Kinberg in the fact that he knows how to produce, yet he doesn't really know how to write or direct. I don't get it. Jared, please,
yep.
you know, like, what am I missing something from this movie? I just don't get it.
Well, okay, so I'll at least say that you know this just based off the reception, that you're kind of in the minority.
Yes, I know that. I'm very well aware.
Which is okay. I will say that a patron of mine at my library, her and her husband went to see the movie, and she didn't really care for it, mostly due to how, you know, the switcheroo, you know, with the third act mostly, because it ended up being something that she really wasn't expecting, nor kind of really wanted.
I didn't want it either, clearly.
Yeah. I will say that, like, the switch works for me because the first bit of the movie and everything, it has humor throughout, obviously, but, like, is so filled with, like, dread and this is something that I wanted to get into with my review of it on here, but I tried to steer you away from, like, spoilers, is that it kind of very much becomes almost a full-on comedy and farcical towards the end. And I think it's kind of like, it's interesting where the thing that we're supposed to be scared of, we are no longer scared of anymore. In fact, like, because, like, Rachel Madigan's character and stuff is, you know, the big bad and everything. We should be horrified by her. But we really see at the very end, like, despite her being a witch and everything, she's just a fucking old lady that gets ripped apart by kids in the most violent way.
I don't care for this at all. It turns into a fucking cartoon. Like, play it fucking straight. Like, okay, that's my problem. I'd rather than play it fucking straight.
Yeah. No, it's ultimately going to be one of those decisions where you either kind of roll with it or you don't. It's just ultimately depending upon the type of viewer you are, how much, like, you're willing to suspend disbelief,
That's the problem.
And
I
also the type
don't
of
suspend
movie
disbelief
you're
very
looking.
well.
That's the thing. Weapons. If you're just like, as I said, the lady that comes to my library, it just, when the twist happened towards the end, it just wasn't what she was looking for in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And the movie's advertising didn't even hit at this either.
That's perfectly fine, I think. Like, it's one of those things. I'm sad you didn't like it. Well, I mean, you liked a lot of it, but
yeah, I liked pretty much, I guess, half of it, really.
Just kind of gets to you and stuff. But I can understand why, because you're not
and the
alone.
Same shit happened with Barbarian too, because the like when Justin Long came in, it became a fucking cartoon from that point forward. That's you know, it's just like I know. I wanted to like this, but it just didn't work.
This won't help at all, but maybe you can at least not like the decision, but maybe understand the decision. It reminds me a lot.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because you know why? At least there's compared to the next movie we're going to talk about, there's actually a writer and director who wants to make the story that he wanted to make. With the next movie, fucking corporate, but we'll get to that.
Because I'll say this with Weapons. If the movie, like, just watching the movie and stuff, and also hearing people talk about it, might bring up things like, such as, you know, horrific events, like school shootings.
I don't get the school shooting metaphor really at all.
Or I'll just say that, you know, an event involving children that affects a community.
Okay, I get that element of it, but the rest of it,
well,
you know,
we'll
I don't
say
really
that.
get all that much. Okay.
Now, like, you have just this somberness and everything, and this hard grief of being able to get over.
You know, also how I interpreted this when I'm thinking about it, even though I didn't like it, I was thinking about this earlier today. What if, because you told me this movie Zach Krieger wrote this movie when he was grieving, right?
Yes.
So I feel like the third act, you know, even the first 2/3 of it are him dealing with this grief. And I figure, where does the grief come into play here? And maybe the third act, maybe, this is just me speculating, is him kind of laughing at, like moving on from it and having a laugh at himself,
or like thinking of his friend, just being willing to move on. And I will give a weird example here, but it's something that people talk about and everything, because anniversary event, you know, recently came around, but 9/11.
Yeah.
Just the worst, you know, event.
The worst, in American history. One of the worst.
Not the worst, that being slavery, but the worst event one of the worst events in our history. And we're grieving, and then
we move on.
All of a sudden, what happens? Oh, South Park.
That's true. The South Park episode that aired after 9/11. That's true.
Yeah.
And they actually it gave the country something to laugh at for the first time. And I think it aired, the week after 9/11, 2 weeks after. I don't even remember when.
Yeah.
But it aired shortly afterwards, and it gave everybody a laugh. And I think it's one of the best received South Park episodes as a result of what the country was doing at the time. You know, and that's what South Park does. They do it brilliantly. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. With that being said, I have not changed my opinion, but at least I understand why people like this movie. I'm not gonna argue about it, because I understand the craftsmanship. Like, there's a lot of things I really liked about it. You know, to me, I would watch this again over the next movie.
I'm really
folks,
interested to know what this next one is.
Okay. Before I get into it, I really just want to say this up front once again. This is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. But at the same time, I'm going to try and be nuanced and kind of nice. And if you could be nice to me about this opinion, that's great. But if you don't, which some of this movie's kind of toxic fan base really doesn't, oh boy. How can I even explain this movie? Because, okay. I'm trying to put it into words. Let me see. Okay. I'll just put it to you this way. In the words of another Julia Gardner character from a movie that I loved this year, I herald Netflix. I herald its end. I herald K-pop Demon Hunters.
No!
Good movie, but I don't love it as much as most people.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. I was playing nice when it comes to weapons. I was playing nice. You knew this was coming because I remember when I said that I feared that I wasn't going to like it. Yeah, my suspicion was correct. My suspicion was absolutely correct. This movie, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. It really does not work. I think it is a soulless cash grab of a movie. Like, literally, at least weapons. Regardless of what I didn't like about it, at least it had a soul. It had a vision for what it wanted to do. And clearly, it executed its vision well enough to be praised by audiences. With this, I don't get it. I really don't. You could argue this is me being biased because I went after Spider-Verse, which is probably the most popular Sony Pictures animation movie that's ever been made. But
and with good reason.
On its own, without, huh?
And for good reason.
And on its own, this movie doesn't work. It really does not work for me one bit. It really does not. It feels like, okay, I'm going to explain this as calmly as I can. The story just doesn't work. It's derivative of so many other different things. It's derivative of Buffy. It's derivative of The Little Mermaid. It's derivative of fucking Turning Red, especially. It has so many plot holes, and the overall message of the movie of being true to yourself is hypocritical, considering your main theme of the movie, K-pop, is one of the most corporatized, soulless, fucking, industry things in terms of the music ever. It's almost hypocritical. It feels like the movie is trying to sell me something than rather be a good movie. It really is. It really does. I really don't get it. The humor is not funny. There is not one bit that made me laugh. It's all typical cringe TikTok Reddit humor. It's like the Reddit
some jokes
TikTok
really
or Reddit.
fell flat. I'll give you that.
What?
Some jokes did fall flat. I'll give you
I think
that.
most of them fell flat. I mean, my goodness, nothing about it is funny to me.
And I do like. And I did like the animation overall, but there are some parts that are just, I don't know.
I don't really. Okay, that's another thing. I don't like how every single fucking animated movie nowadays has to be like Spider-Verse and having choppy as fuck animation and using it as an excuse to say it's a stylistic choice. To me, it's fucking cheap. You're just trying to cut costs to save money. I don't like that style of animation. I like what Disney and Pixar do.
I don't think it's cutting costs. I think it's like almost like in a way, like stop motion in a way.
Stop motion is more fluid than this animation, Jared. I think stop motion is way more fluid.
I mean,
like anything that
I don't
Aardman
agree
does,
with
they're
you
very
there,
fluid
but-
in what they do. You could also argue that this, to me, I've been very critical about animation recently, except for maybe some things by Disney and Pixar. But Illumination I've been critical of. Sony Pictures Animation I've been critical of. DreamWorks, other than The Wild Robot, I've been critical of them too. It's just, again, if you like this movie, that is perfectly fine. You could like it however you want. I'm happy you did. But for me, it just doesn't work. I feel like K-pop as a genre of music, right? Because I used to confession time, folks. Confession time. I used to be a K-pop fan, but when they started to Americanize the fucking music, that's when I stopped listening to it. Because it felt too fucking American. It didn't feel like its own style. It felt like it was pandering to fucking America. And that's what the music in this movie does. I feel like this movie, the music in it, people are saying this, like most of the damn songs have hit the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And I don't get it because most of it sounds like AI generated music. You know how sometimes Chan does AI generated music just for fun, for shits and giggles? Yeah, I bet you his music sounds better than half the damn songs that are written with this movie. I don't know if they had AI write some of these songs, but if they did, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Because it sounds so bad. It sounds awful. And not only that the lyrics sound AI generated, yeah, so they did get actual, like, the voice actors for the actual characters of this movie do not provide the vocals for the songs. But the people who did get who did provide the vocals, their vocals are fucking so auto-tuned to the max. It's almost like T-Pain should have been a cast member in this movie or something, because it's like T-Pain auto-tuned. I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. It's just fucking not good. Then again, I've been critical of modern music too, just like I'm critical of modern animation, but it just doesn't work for me. I know I'm gonna get my ass eviscerated by this because it's the most popular movie of the summer. Oh my god, it's the most popular movie. If you don't like this movie, you're wrong. Seriously, this movie, from what I understand, allegedly, this is from secondhand information because I never interacted with this fan base. Allegedly, the fan base is fucking toxic. If you even give them like a minute criticism of the movie, they'll go after you for it. And to me, that's bad. I think that's really bad. And it's like the same shit with the Trekkies and the Star Wars fans. I had enough of it. I had enough of toxic fan culture. And apparently, this movie does the exact same thing. The characters, other than the main lead, like, they're not very well developed. Like, this movie's technically about a girl group, and two of them kind of get sidelined over favoring really only one of them. I thought it was supposed to be about all three of them, but no, you sidelined the other two. I'm just like, what is this? You know? And, like, I don't know. I just don't like the animation style for it, and everybody is like, oh, the Saja boys, oh my god, they're so hot. They just look like they have so much fucking plastic surgery, okay? It's like, I didn't know that animation could pretty much make them look like they got fucking work done, but apparently they did. Which I guess, you know, if that was their intention, I guess good on them, but oh boy, like, okay, I'll talk about a few positives I like with this movie. First of all, Ken Jeong did a pretty decent job as the manager. He did a pretty good job. Number two, bring back Lost. Jin and Sun are in this movie. Not in the same scene together, but I like a little reunion between Jin and Sun, no matter where I can get it. So, you know, since I'm a Lost fan, I'll count that as a positive. Although Daniel Day Kim is only in one scene, Eugene Kim gets a couple of scenes, but they're not in it all that much. But still, the fact that there was a Lost reunion in here, I like that. But to me, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't. It really just doesn't work. I feel like this movie is about as soulless as the K-pop music that they're coming out with today. It really is. It's just, guys. Yeah. This is a 1 out of 5. This is about on par with Jurassic World Rebirth, which I also gave a 1 out of 5. Okay, that's another thing I liked. Soren, that lion tiger thing, he was cute, but that's it. That's like the 3 things I have written down. And it's like fucking 10 paragraphs where fucking You fucking mark. Yes, I am. I'm gonna take it to heart. I'm a fucking mark, damn it. I am a mark. I'm playing the fucking heel. But it's just, to me, it just doesn't work, man. It really doesn't. It feels very studio mandated. It feels so corporate to me. Like I said with Weapons, at the very least, even though I didn't like it, Zach Krieger made the movie he wanted to make. It felt like an artist making a movie. This is a fucking corporation making a movie. And the fact that the algorithms manipulated this movie on social media and made it as popular as it is, it's the highest rated Netflix movie of all time. Yes, Red Notice is a bad movie too. But you know what? Most of what Netflix does is fucking horse shit, just like this movie. It's a 1 out of 5. I'm sorry. I don't care for it. It's the most... is it the most... Yes, I'm going to say it right now. This is the most overrated film of the year. This is the most overrated film of the year. Because this movie has like a 97% rate on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't get it. I really don't. Sorry. I'm trying not to be as condescending as I can. I'm just like, my God, it's just like... It feels like a TikTok video, guys. It really does. It feels like a fucking over-edited TikTok video made for fucking 2-year-olds who have short attention spans. Speaking as someone who has a short attention span, this movie felt rushed. I don't get it. I really don't get the love for this movie. If you like it, that's cool, but I will just never get it. Oh, you just didn't get it. Yeah, I know Netflix technically didn't even make the movie. They just distributed it. But again, Sony Animation...
I will agree, yeah, it did feel a bit rushed, especially the third act with that cliched breakup, which we all know.
Also, there's another plot hole I want to mention in the third act, too.
Even though we all know they're going to get back together.
Yeah, I know we're going to get back together. That's the misunderstanding cliche. They use the fucking misunderstanding cliche from every romantic comedy and put it in K-pop Demon Hunters. But the third act, it's just a mess. First of all, there's so many holes I can pick out of, but like, first, there's so many things about this movie that I just don't care. I just don't get. First of all, why are the songs in fucking English? It's called K-pop Demon Hunters. Why is it fucking in English?
Well, why do people? Then why do people in Ratatouille speak English even though they're in Paris?
No, I'm not talking about the dialogue. I'm specifically talking about the songs. I'm not talking about the dialogue. I'm specifically talking the songs. Even Ratatouille used French songs. So it's just ridiculous. And also, how in the hell in the third act? Like, how in the third act? This is a song. The last song, I forgot what it's fucking called, but the last song they sing in the movie when they're killing the fucking guy and Jinu sacrificed himself or whatever. Did you ever see them writing that song? Where that fucking came from? Did they just ad-lib the whole thing? How does the audience about halfway through when they're singing the song and they sing along with them? Just like, how do you fucking know this song? They probably don't know it either. Holes, plot holes. This is more plot holes than season 5 of Lost, goddammit.
Taking out a drink.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Dude, I mean, to be fair, also, like, there's just a song at the beginning of the movie that's not technically really the singing.
That's true. But... It's like they're fucking breaking the fourth wall. They're mugging at the camera as they're like. I don't get it, folks. This is like typical internet shit. I'm just like, I feel like a fucking boomer right now. I tried to give it a chance. I didn't want to go in hating it. I wanted to give it a chance. But I had a suspicion I wouldn't like it, and guess what? I didn't. It's on par with... It's not the worst movie of the year. Minecraft is still worse, in my opinion, because that movie is fucking brain rot. But this comes close to fucking brain rot. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what to say. Yes, they have, like... Honestly, some of the songs... No! 4 or 5 phrases per song, but the rest is in fucking English. 4 or 5 phrases. Just throw in some random shit in there every 40 seconds. They're mostly in English. My flaw still stands. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's talk about something good, guys. Let's talk about something nice. I want to end my stuff on the positive note. And, folks, this movie made me so happy that it was so good. This movie made me so happy.
You know
the new Naked Gun.
Speaking of Naked Gun, I'm surprised the K-pop Demon Hunters didn't charge you with 20 years of man's laughter.
I'm going to talk about that scene in just a minute. But I loved the Naked Gun movie, guys. I loved it so much. Honestly, this is the best Naked Gun movie I've seen. I really do think so. I really, because I watched, before I watched this, I watched the sequels to Naked Gun, right? Because I already seen the first one a couple of months ago when the movie came out. I hadn't seen 22 and a half and then 33 and a third. Like 2.5 is just as good as, almost just as good as the first one. 33 and a third, it's good, but it's like the weakest one. Like a lot of the jokes didn't really land as much. Although I think I will say the Oscar bit at the end of 33 and a third, that was funny. The whole Oscar.
That was the best scene. That was more or less why that was my favorite of the movies until I saw this Legacy sequel.
This movie, oh my god, this movie, I feel like Seth MacFarlane's influence really did help this movie, because in some ways it really does feel like a Seth MacFarlane produced written movie, even though he didn't even write it. But like, because I know a couple of the Family Guy writers were writers on this. I will say, I think in terms of Liam Neeson in this movie, honestly, this is like one of the best performances he's ever given in his entire career.
It really is.
I mean, he is incredible in this movie. I mean, it really does go back to what Leslie Nielsen did, and playing the character so straight. And, he's just in... he's taking it so seriously, yet the movie is like, he makes a bunch of dumb mistakes and really silly stuff, but he is so good in this movie. I was waiting, because Liam Neeson has done a lot of, direct-to-video action crap these past couple of years. I really wanted another really good movie from Liam Neeson. I think, the fact that Ed Helms is originally going to play this role, I'm glad that they replaced him, because Liam Neeson is perfect in this role. He's perfect. I mean, he is so good. There are so many scenes that come to mind where his character is just so fucking funny. Frank Jr. is just about as funny as his father. Maybe even more so. It's so good. Pamela Anderson. This arguably is her best performance of her entire career too, honestly. She's really good. She is really, really good in this.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I have not seen The Last Showgirl yet, but for right now, this is her best performance. She legit did an incredible job in this movie. She was the entire cast. Paul Walter Hauser, really, really great. CCH Powder as the head of the police squad. Oh, fucking hilarious! Especially the scene where Fred goes to her house and she's sleeping and she's talking and there's
her husband.
Yeah, her husband has a meeting tomorrow. Oh my god, it is so good. And I love the fact that they casted Danny Houston as the villain.
Yeah, because he plays the villain in every movie.
He is so good. And Kevin Durant, there's one scene that I want to mention with Kevin Durant's character. I'm going to get to my funny bits now. One of the funniest bits of the movie is when Kevin Durant is spying on Frank and what's-her-face, Bev, and they do very innocent type of things, but he sees them doing something completely dirty and just
the dog.
The
dog
dog
one is
giving
my
a dog,
favorite.
the dog doggy style. And a bunch of this other stuff, and fucking Pamela Anderson giving him a beach, even though he's clearly not, and just and he's coming. And that was when Kevin Durant's reactions are just unbelievable. I love that scene so much. I really do. Another one that comes to mind is the bond between Frank and the villain of the piece. They bond over the Black Eyed Peas. To the point where towards the third act they play Fergalicious at one point, and that was way better than how they put it in Epic Movie. Way better.
Indeed.
Oh my god. Oh, that scene was so funny when he's like going like this and to the guy's balls and it's just like what? Oh my god, there's so many other it wouldn't be me if I didn't mention this scene. The DVR scene.
That I was thinking of you when I watched that scene.
To the point where he's like, "Oh, I specifically told you. I specifically gave you this so you can watch season 1 of Buffy." And he's doing all these references to the point where, no more Xander, no more Spike, no more Cordelia Chase, and then he says no, and then he says Oz's full name. No, Willow is a doppelganger episode. That's a season 3 episode. I know that. Oh my god, it is so funny. Everybody sees the lead. He's like, oh, it's all going away. I'm like, Frank, there's a thing called DVD. I own the whole series on DVD. You don't need the fucking old ass TiVo. Oh my god, it is so good. It is so fucking good. Oh man. I wouldn't be. Okay, we have to mention the snowman now. We have to mention the fucking snowman. This movie does kind of a parody of what the montage in the first movie, except they use "Nothing Can Stop Us Now" from Mannequin, and then the
best Diane Warren Oscar song, by the way.
And then what happened is that they put fucking voodoo on the fucking snowman, and then it becomes like a Fatal Attraction parody. And they're almost like you're gonna do a fucking threesome with the snowman, and it's just and the snowman tries to kill them. It's just what the fuck? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It is kind of like Jack Frost 2, but it's the Jack Frost, the horror version of Jack Frost. Oh my god! Oh man!
And then the
horror movie, I mean,
it starts getting jealous of them.
Yes, it
so
starts getting
tries
jealous.
to kill them.
And then the fact is that they're gonna brainwash the humans and make them pretty much monkeys, like the blue monkeys. It's just like they make them go ape shit, and it's just like it's so funny. And the fact that that happens during a UFC pay-per-view that happens to be on New Year's Eve, that is hilarious to me.
At Ponzi scheme arena.
Ponzi scheme arena. We're gonna crypto.com arena. Oh my god. Oh man, it is so funny. Oh man, it's just like everything about it. I think it's honestly, I should have rated this a 5 because I went close. I had to kind of fall back, but this is like the best comedy I have seen in years, in literal years. I adored this movie. Like everything about it. I think like even the opening scene, which was already in the fucking trailer, where Frank Jr. is disguised as a little girl and just like Jesus Christ. And then how the movie ends. Oh my god. First of all, you use Enya towards the end, which is fucking hysterical. And then the movie ends with them obliterating the fourth wall. And pretty much doing that, that joke that Police Squad, the TV series that preceded the Naked Gun, did, where the freeze frame, where they're not frozen.
They're just
the TV show did that. And that was like the first time in that movie they actually brought in the Naked Gun music, which I didn't hear throughout the entire movie up until then. And then the fact is that they realize that they're not frozen, and then towards like right at the very end, they realize that they're in the screen. They're talking back to the fucking audience. What is this? Have you been watching me the entire time? And then he just punches the fucking fourth wall.
Did you watch through the credits to hear Liam Neeson's song? Okay.
Liam Neeson's song. Honestly, I wanted to get nominated for an Oscar. I wanted to get nominated. And by the way, Weird Al was actually in before the credits, it was actually in when the villain was revealing his plan, and Weird Al is gonna perform in our fucking underground bunker. It's funny because Weird Al is in every single one of the Naked Gun movies, even this one. He's in every single one of them. Because remember, I don't remember what he was in the first one, but he got arrested in the second one.
Yeah,
and the third
he is
one,
in
was
the
with
first
Vanna
one.
White at the Oscars in the third one. It's so good. This movie's a 4.5 out of 5. There's not much more I could say. It's just, it's genius. I love this movie. It's fucking genius. It's fucking genius. There's so much. I want to watch this movie again. That's how good it is. So with that being said, I'm glad I can make it. I can end my topics on a good note that made people happy after angering them not once but twice, especially the second time. So now I can move on to Jared.
All right. I'll be talking about two different things. But first of all, I have a movie review because I have unfinished business, guys.
Oh no, you are not going to.
I have unfinished business because last time I was on here, I was supposed to have seen,
Conjuring 4.
Conjuring 4, Conjuring Last Rites, so that I could do a big old, ranking of the Conjuring universe. And that didn't happen. But here we are. I did that ranking. And so now I can finally talk about Conjuring Last Rites and also mention where I would put it in that ranking from last time. All right. So going into this movie, briefly just go over the Conjuring movies with the name Conjuring in them, not the greater universe or anything.
Yeah,
First
not
movie,
whatever the fuck the fucking Sharon Tate murder one, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that one that exists somehow. So yeah, first one I think is a absolute horror classic. I love it to death. The second one I don't think is as good as the first one, but I love it because James Wan is just so good at making you really care about his characters. Just the Warrens are fantastic. The scares are great. And it's able to still, feel connected to that first movie and still have its own kind of unique style. Then we go to the third one, which I find underappreciated in some ways. I don't think it's an absolute travesty, but things that are great in it. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are fantastic as always. I like the idea of the movie, not necessarily the execution of the movie. Because one of the things I mentioned, and one of the things that I liked about the Conjuring movies was I'm not a believer in, I'm not a huge believer in, hauntings and ghosts and everything, but that kind of stuff still interests me. I like reading ghost stories and stuff of real hauntings. I loved watching Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures as a kid and stuff. And these types of hauntings and stuff that have a basis in fact, in some way at least, interests me. And so watching the first two movies, despite the fact that I know that, it has to be a movie, so a lot of it is bullshit and made up and everything.
Yeah, of course.
They got to make a movie. There was still a sense of, I feel that they're at least paying respect to people's opinions of what maybe happened, what maybe didn't happen. And I liked that. I liked the idea of maybe I am watching something that did happen, or maybe it didn't. But still, I like that. When you get to the third movie,
We
It
have the Thorn
complete-
cult minus 2.0.
It completely like that idea completely falls apart because it's like, okay, like I can believe that Ed and Lorraine Warren and stuff, went to this house and everything, and dealt with dealt with an exorcism or two and all that. But then you're asking me to be like, Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated a secret blood cult underground and then had to smash a giant table to break a curse. It just does. It makes no sense to me and everything, and it's why I think that movie fumbles in the third act and everything, because my disbelief, especially with the movies that came before.
I don't believe that the Warrens will go after a fucking cult like the Thorn cult. I'm gonna keep calling them the Thorn cult because it might as well be the Thorn cult.
And I say this knowing the fact that, for the most part, I know that the real life Warrens were a bunch of hacks.
Yeah.
But still. So anyway, going into this fourth movie, I'm excited because the one thing about these Conjuring movies is the Warrens, as they are depicted by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, are one of the greatest film duos of all time. These are such wonderful characters that you instantly fall in love with, and it was really nice, like, being able to see through these four movies almost like a lovely little journey with these characters. And I hoped that the fourth movie would satisfy me in providing an ending to
not
their
anymore.
story.
Not anymore.
Potentially, maybe not with Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, but still, I thought, like, I was just hoping for that, and I hoped that maybe through directing several more movies that Michael Shaves, found out how to pronounce his name.
Fuck, it's not Chavez. Fuck.
It's not Chavez. I finally looked it up before I got on here, and it's Shaves, I think.
Great, I have to say Shaves now. Shaves. Remember that, your fucking brain, Victor.
So, anyway, I went into this movie, and obviously it got kind of around, like, the same
around
reviews
the
and
same
stuff as
one.
the previous one. Pretty mixed reactions overall. Some people like it, some people didn't. Some are, pretty like, movie's like kind of mediocre and everything. I'm here to say, as the bringer of positivity in the world,
You are the positive.
I think this movie's a little bit underrated. I kind of loved this movie. It has some problems that I will get into.
My sister actually saw this movie in the theater, but when she told me, because I can't speak for myself, I want to speak for her. She told me that by the end of the third act, she couldn't take it seriously. There's this moment in it where I don't know if we're maybe you'll talk about it.
I will say that I had a lot of fun in this movie. Fun that I didn't really have in the third movie. I think that this movie tries to, and I think a lot of it came down to, like, the third movie was just trying to be a very different kind of movie. And
now we're back to basics, essentially.
Yes, this is a back to basics. reminding me a lot of the second movie in particular, because it's a actual house haunting. And so the movie focuses on the Smurl family, which is these people that lived in, I forget what the type of house that it is. It's one of those houses where it's a full house, but like there are two distinct halves to the house. People live on one side, people live on the other. It's not like an apartment. It is like a full house. But this family lives there and stuff, and they began having hauntings. And this is one of, if not like one of the last like big cases that the real life Ed and Lorraine Warren actually worked on. And so you have this family dealing with, like, you know, poltergeist, demonic ghost activity as usual. And this is the kind of stuff that I really love in these Conjuring movies. I really love how much of a focus they put on the family of these movies and how much time you spend with them, because really it's like you are introduced to Ed and Lorraine Warren in the first movie, like in the first scene and stuff, but you spend like a good chunk of the first movie with just the Perrin family. And that is kind of what happens in this movie, too, with the Smurl family. And I quite enjoyed that. There's also a really good opening scene of the movie with that's set in the 60s with a young Ed and Lorraine Warren. And the casting of those younger Ed and Lorraine is really spot on, especially the guy that like looks exactly like Patrick Wilson. It's really crazy to the point where I'm like, wow, like they didn't just de-age Patrick Wilson. This guy
they could have
actually
easily
looks
done
like...
that. They could have easily done that.
Oh yeah, they could have. And so you have this really good opening that I think is spooky and also kind of heart-wrenching, because the movie begins with the birth of their daughter, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a kind of heartwarming movie. And that kind of keys you into what the focus of this movie is going to be on.
It's about family, just like Dom Toretto.
Yeah, it is about family. In fact, if you look back at the Conjuring movies as a whole, it kind of is about family, and just connecting with people. And so I think the movie does a good job of that. There are, and I will say though, a lot of the movie, the Warrens are not directly involved in the haunting for almost half of the movie. So the Smurl family is very disconnected. They are being terrorized by this evil force. And there is one scene in the movie that really like creeped me out. It didn't at first, but then what they were doing, I was like, oh fuck. Okay, so the dad in the movie, he starts like, he's like got sleep paralysis in a way, and he starts like levitating in his bed, and there's like a scary woman and everything in the room and everything, and it's like he can't move and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's creepy on its own. Then it cuts to one of the daughters going downstairs to look at her the video of her birthday, because there was a moment earlier in the film where she tried blowing out her candles, but she didn't blow out the candles at all. They just blew out. And so she's looking through the footage to see like what's going on, and obviously there's something spooky in it. So you're like, okay, this spooky thing is happening. There was a spooky thing that happened upstairs and everything. And then the movie cuts back to the dad. And I'm like, holy shit, I forgot that the dad was being like attacked by a demon, basically.
I forgot that he exists.
Yes. It was like, holy shit. It's like, I just thought that was like something happening maybe in his head, but it was like legitly happening, and it kind of freaked me out. And there's fun horror moments in that. There's some spooky moments, some stuff's not like as scary as it could be, but it's like it's fun popcorn horror for me at least. And as I said, Ed and Lorraine Warren are just kind of enjoying retirement for the most part in this movie. Judy has a boyfriend who's wanting to marry her. We get introduced to him and stuff, and it's a lot of them just
Is it
chilling.
still McKenna Grace, or did they recast?
That they recast her, yeah, with
of
a
course,
much
because
with a
McKenna
much
Grace is
older
fucking everywhere
one.
now.
Yeah. But like you get like a lot of laid back scenes with them, and some cameos from characters in the previous movies, such as the cop guy that's in the first movie that helps them out. Helps them out in their investigation. He's in there. He's it's awesome seeing him. It's not until over halfway through when the Warrens, without spoiling anything, are dealt a very personal blow to them.
Yeah, spoiler alert for a true story.
Well, spoiler alert for
supposedly
something that
true
actually
story.
didn't happen in real life.
Oh, so based on an alleged true story.
Based on an alleged true story. But yeah, something happens that eventually leads them to be like, okay, we need to help them. And Judy, their daughter, gets involved too. And the third act is fun, but the third act is also where I feel like
that's the same problem that my sister had.
So I'm fine with the third act for the most part, but it becomes so much about the Warrens that
I don't think that was her
forgets about the Smurl family. Literally, the third act of the movie is the Smurl family exits the house and is just sitting in the rain, and you keep cutting back to the same shot of them in the rain looking
They're
at
just
the house
there.
where all the
Okay,
action
you
is taking
it's like
place.
goodbye. You're out of the movie now. Bye.
And it just feels like a disservice to them.
They never
and
did
to
that.
that
Not even in
story.
3. I don't think they did that.
And so the climax very much focuses specifically on the Warrens, and I think that it works for the climax of a movie. Like if it was just the
About
Warrens in this situation, but there's a whole other family involved in this too that are just kind of sidelined at the very end.
Do you think they did this on purpose because nobody's gonna watch it for the family, they're gonna watch it for the fucking Warrens. They want to see them too. That's all they want to see. You think they did that on purpose? I
can probably see that because, I mean, general audience speaking, I think a lot of people do watch these movies because they do love the Warrens so much.
Mm-hmm.
Also, other people just are like, other general audiences are like, I just want to see a spooky movie. But yeah, I just it feels like it betrays that family at the very end. And then there's a whole epilogue that that has a lot of cameos from the previous films. It's schmaltzy, but in like this very heartwarming kind of way. Like it's nice. It's kind of like a farewell to, maybe not the Conjuring universe, but to this era of
Great.
the
So that
Conjuring.
whole Phase 1 rumor bullshit was probably true.
Maybe,
Ew.
but like we
They're
like
fighting it.
we see like these characters. It's like, and we're like, oh man, like they have been through a lot. We've been with these characters, and it's just nice to see like a nice kind of happy ending for Ed and Lorraine. The characters, not the real people. But yeah, I genuinely liked this. It has those problems in like the third act where like I think most of my problems do come from the third act in that regard.
For the record, I will say this. I'll say this now. My sister had a problem with mainly the third act because of involving a mirror and Kumbaya or some shit or something like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that and everything, because it could be very goofy. But no, I really like this. I might be the only one that will say that they maybe like loved this movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is very high praise for me. And probably very high praise for this movie for most people and everything. In terms of where I would rank it, I would put it as number 3 of my favorite Conjuring universe movies. I genuinely would.
It seems to me that Michael Chaves is now learning.
Yes, I think. Now, I will say, I think this is maybe the least stylistic.
Even less stylistic than the third movie?
Because the third one had that, like, gritty,
yellow
kind of, yellow, red style and everything. This one is just kind of... It's like... It doesn't fully try to emulate, like, the Conjuring 2, but like it's darker, kind of like that movie. But it's just kind of it's just, it doesn't really have like a unique style or anything, which was something that I did like with the first 3 movies. Maybe on a rewatch or whatever, I'll think differently and everything. Maybe I will find a style in it. One thing, though, I do want to mention is my experience watching this movie.
Oh, no. I feel there's a story coming.
Because, I've had some experience watching some movies before. Like, there was the one time where some people, like we had assigned seating in our theater and stuff, and they were in our spot, and then they moved to a different spot, and it turns out that they were also in somebody else's spot because these people didn't pay for a ticket at all. And but anyway, this time around, we were watching this movie, and there were annoying teenagers in the row
shouting at the screen
right in front of us. And they had their phones on the whole fucking time.
How is that
as
possible?
Bright as could possibly be.
No.
And
no.
Like, so I was.
You don't think they call fucking security for this shit? Like, come on now.
Yeah, like, so I was sunk. When I sit down and like go to the movie theater, like I'm usually like kind of like sunk down in my chair like this, and so like I didn't really notice it, but Morgan, she usually like sits up a little bit, and so like she was always pointing to me like 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 they're, you know, and in fact there was at one point where Morgan said something to me, and it's almost as if one of the kids below maybe heard her, because they turned their phone, or they at least, you know, stopped being on their phone at one point. And then it was weird because about halfway through the movie, so there was like 4 people. It was 2 couples, I'm guessing. They were sitting together. And then 2 other people come in halfway through the movie and sit down with them. And I'm like, well, for one, I don't think that they got a ticket for this movie, because why would they come into this movie halfway through, like, purchase a ticket for this? And then, like, they're talking or whatever, and then I see one girl walk over and change seats and sit beside the girl that had just come in, and they start talking, and then they get up and leave. And then I see the boyfriends of those 2 girls. One of them gets up, sits beside the other, and starts talking, and then they get up and leave. And the movie's, you know, definitely not over and everything, and I'm wondering what in the world is happening. There's a story here that I need to understand and know.
What?
So
Hell?
So there was one couple left, and then things got even weirder. Where like,
No.
so like the haunting ends in the movie, and like it has like the text on the screen and everything talking about, you know, the Warrens and the you know, the family and what they did afterwards and stuff. And people started like getting up out of their chairs and everything, and like heading out like the movie was over. I'm like do people, I feel like movie theater etiquette needs to be taught, because
ask the people who went to ask like so many fucking people who were being obnoxious in the movie theater when Wicked came out, or God forbid I mentioned the K-pop Demon Hunters re-release in the theater. Don't make me get me started on that movie again.
You leave the like once the credits start going.
When the credits come on, sure, leave.
You can leave if you want to. But yeah, it's like there was still the epilogue, like the emotional
climax of the fucking
climax of the movie.
Or maybe they thought the haunting sounded like, oh, this movie sucks, we're leaving.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it was just so bizarre to me. It frustrated me to no end. But yeah,
Jesus.
that was my theater experience. I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to talk about just how annoying it was.
That's something, mainly because, well, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are trained to wait during the credits, because all these movies have post-credit scenes now.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of people are fucking trained to sit there. But no, we leave not even when the credits start.
Yeah, no. Oh, it was so frustrating to me. But yeah, that is my review of Conjuring Last Rites. I do have one other topic that I will go over quickly. So I have another TV show review.
Dexter season 2 versus season 1.
It is Dexter season 2.
Oh, jeez. It's funny because I started watching the first season after you were talking about it, but I made it like 5 episodes. I need to get back to it.
I've watched. So Morgan and I were probably tomorrow we'll end up finishing season 3. So yeah, I'll have my thoughts on that soon. But we're talking about season 2. So yeah, overall, first season I absolutely loved. It's not one of like the best seasons of television I've ever seen, but it is one of the most entertaining shows.
From what I've seen, it is very entertaining. It's just easily watchable because
I
sometimes
love
shows
the
go on for so long and like you feel like it drags, but never really drags. It's consistently engaging from what I've seen.
I love the characters. The dark humor is just right on point. And it's got like a really good mystery and just a good idea overall.
And I think it's actually, I think the reason why I like it so much is the characters. They're all very, most of them are very likable and understandable and all sort of stuff. I hate how they treat Deb, though. They treat her like complete crap.
Oh, yes. I was telling Morgan about this. It was like, man, I just really love these characters. They're just like easily definable. It's like even like the sleazy ones. Like I'm like I enjoy watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So season 2 focuses on so let's. I don't want to spoil things, but I'll at least like say like what the overall arching idea of this season is. Dexter's murderous, tendencies to, kill serial killers and stuff has caught up to him, and they have discovered at least 30 some bodies in the Bay Harbor area of Miami. In fact, they start calling whoever's doing this the Bay Harbor Butcher, which is so it becomes a huge investigation into what's going on here, and Dexter has to figure out what the fuck he is going to do, because they're literally hunting him now. So he has to try to play, he's got to try to be 2 steps ahead to make sure that he doesn't get caught. And so season 2 is one of the most anxiety inducing seasons of television I think I've ever seen. I have never been so stressed at just watching a character trying to, trying his best and everything to like get things to go his way, because there is a full-on manhunt going on. They don't know it's Dexter or anything. So like he tries to do things to like sway them in a different direction, and the FBI even gets involved, and there is a new character that's introduced, played by Keith Carradine. Not David Carradine, who died of autoerotic fixation, but Keith Carradine
from Deadwood, if memory serves me correctly.
From Deadwood, yes. He plays Detective Lundley, and he is such a great character. I absolutely love him, and him and Deb really team up in this season, and they are just really, really good working off of each other. That stuff is a lot of fun, and it's also just a lot of fun just watching Dexter just be an absolute mess. He gets himself into some crazy situations, such as, I'll say this too. He ends up going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings because his girlfriend is kind of like, oh, what's going on and everything, you're doing this and everything, you're out late, what in the world is going on? And basically she thinks that he has a drug problem and tells him to basically go to these meetings. And so it's really funny, and it's here that he meets a character who is a lot more than they seem to be. I will not go into detail, but they are a very frustrating character and kind of the villain, I would say, of the season. The character of Dokes is also great as always. He's the black cop with
He's the
the
surprise
meme.
Motherfucker guy.
He's the surprise motherfucker guy. This season overall, it's one of those seasons where the first little bit of it, you don't know exactly where it's going because it's actually kind of tying up loose ends from the first season. So like it's really about like 3 or 4 episodes before like what the second season is actually about like really kicks in. And once it kicks in, it is a thrill ride. There is one episode in particular I would genuinely say is one of the best episodes of television I have ever seen. Just in terms of how good the writing is, and how tense it makes you feel. Like you're just. It's one of those things where you just want to like hide your eyes because of how stressed you are. It's just that good. This is a perfect season, a fantastic season 2, and that's season 2s can go very different ways. Sometimes they can be even better than the first season, but sometimes you can fall into that sophomore slump.
I feel a little bit about this about Lost. A little bit of not quite like all the way sophomore because there's brilliant shit. Mr. Echo, first of all.
Yes.
But there are certain elements that I'm not as interested in. Then season 3 it kind of picks back up about the Nikki and Paulo annoying the shit out of me. But like season 2 of Buffy, oh my god, it's one of the best seasons of television ever. So it's the exact opposite of this coin.
This is like if I gave the first
Breaking Bad season 2, that's another one.
Ooh, yes.
Because I think people say season 2 was their least favorite season of Breaking Bad. No, I think it's one of the best.
I think it is one of the best. I love that second season. If I gave the first season an 8 out of 10, I would easily give this season a 9 out of 10. It does take some time to get going, but it is one of those things that is like very, very much worth it for the payoffs in the season. There's some really good emotional moments too, and you again get to see just the evolution of Dexter's character being more than he himself thinks he is. And then so yeah, I won't go too much into season 3 because like I haven't finished it and everything, but I will say with season 3, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. Like more it does one of those things where like you had such a big climax with the second season and everything that it's kind of back to basics in a way.
It's a soft reboot essentially.
It's a lot slower. It really, Morgan and I were kind of like, wow, it's not until like episode 6 that we kind of realized like, oh, this is what's happening here. Like all the episodes before that and everything were important and everything. They were important stepping stones for you to finally realize the bigger picture. But that third season, I will say, has one really good thing going for it, and that is Jimmy Smits is in this season. Jimmy Smits is in the third season of Dexter, and he's fantastic.
Well, Jimmy Smits is pretty much good in almost anything. Even in the Star Wars prequels, he was actually
pretty
good.
He is. But yeah, I'm still a huge Dexter fan. Season 2 was
Here's the
really,
thing, though.
really
When we
freaking
get to
good.
Scott Buck, that's when everything's gonna go down the shitter. So you better catch your
I
blessings
know.
now.
Well, and you know what? Like, Season 2, Scott Buck was writing some of my favorite episodes.
Like I'm telling you, if he's working for somebody else, I guess he could be good. Same thing with 6 Feet Under. He was a writer on 6 Feet Under.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's working with somebody else, writing somebody else's shit, he's good. When he's writing his own shit, he's shit.
And that is all I got.
Hey, Soren, you wanted me to answer that question? Who I want to marathon next? Here's my answer. It's in the
Bias
live chat.
motherfucker.
It's only 122 episodes you gotta get through. It can't be that bad. Oh my god, this is the biggest drinking game ever. With that being said, let's talk about the main subject of the room, which we were going to do 2 weeks ago, but not 2 weeks ago, about a week ago. It's been 2 weeks now, but this is a movie that is a childhood favorite of mine and probably a childhood favorite of Soren's, but this is the first time Jared's ever seen this. First time. I'm surprised he hasn't grown up with this movie. I'm surprised.
You know, watching this movie this time, watching this movie for the first time, I think I had at least seen bits of this.
Oh, yo, boo-hoo. It sucks.
But no, this was basically a first-time viewing.
That happens to me sometimes as well, where I watch something for bits and pieces, don't remember it, and then when I watch it, I'm like, oh, now I remember it.
I definitely
sometimes it
have
happens.
not watched all. If I watched any of it, it was maybe 10 seconds.
Oh boy, that's not very much. The movie's very short as it is. So We're going to review what ended up being the first movie for a major director in Shawn Levy. This is his first movie. Out of all movies, he decides for his major studio directorial debut to do Big Fat Liar.
Hollywood's most ruthless producer
Open the gate, you moron!
stole Jason Shepard's idea for a movie.
We play by our own rules.
On February 8th,
It's payback time.
two friends will make one man's life
Colored dye?
You really think it's gonna work?
a living nightmare.
Can I take a message? Mr. Wolf is about to go into a meeting.
Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti.
Die, clown, die!
Big Fat Liar. Rated PG. Starts Friday, February 8th.
From the director of Star Wars Starfighter, ladies and gentlemen.
And Deadpool and Wolverine and Night in the Museum.
And Free Guy, lest we forget. Big
Real
Fat Liar is a 2000... Oh, forgot about fucking Real Steel. Big Fat Liar is a 2002 American teen comedy film directed by, Shawn Levy, with a screenplay by... Oh, I don't want to... Oh, this guy. Dan Schneider.
Nickelodeon's Quentin Tarantino himself.
Yeah. Story by Dan Schneider and Brian Robbins. Yes, the Brian Robbins who brought you Varsity Blues. I Don't Want Your Life. Produced by Brian Robbins and Mike Tolan, starring Frankie Muniz, Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, Amanda Detmer, a.k.a. Terry from Final Destination, the one who gets ran over by the fucking bus. Yes, he's in this movie. Donald Faison and Lee Majors, plus a bunch of other people that I haven't even fucking mentioned yet. Released on February 8th, 2002 by Universal Pictures. Budget was $55 million and it made $53 million. I believe that is only domestic. It could be worldwide. I don't know. But either way, it was a hit. After one of his class papers is stolen and turned into a movie, a young student and his best friend exact a hilarious slapstick revenge on the Hollywood hotshot who has taken credit. 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. You guys don't know fun. 36 on Metacritic. Again, you don't know fun. 2.9 on Letterboxd and an A- on Squid Cinema Score. Yeah, Metacritic and IMDb, you don't know what fun is. Granted, I'm already kind of biased because I grew up with this movie, but you know what? This movie's just fun.
I didn't grow up with this movie at all, except for the trailer.
And it's honestly a
I
lot more
really enjoyed
clever than you think with the social commentary.
Yeah, for a fucking script written by that fool Dan Schneider, it's probably the best work he's done. To be completely honest with you, I think it is.
Not
But
saying
going into my experience with the movie, this movie has been with me for a long period of my life because when I was a kid, this movie aired on the Disney Channel. I don't know, practically every other week it was on, and I watched it every single time. This and Big Daddy were like, and the first Spider-Man were all over TV in the mid-2000s, repeating practically every other week. And I sat down and watched every single one every time it was on. So this movie is very special to me in my heart. And of course, it introduced me to Shawn Levy, who now is one of the biggest directors working today. And this is where he got started. It's shocking that this is his first movie of all things. I know he did like TV work for like Nickelodeon, shit like that before, but like this is his first major production. And I think it's a good way to start, actually, because I think most of Shawn Levy's movies are actually pretty good. I mean, there are a couple here and there that, are not that great, but like I think he's a very underrated, kind of a journeyman filmmaker. Sort of like what Ron Howard was in the 90s. He's a journeyman doing different types of movies, jumping around between styles. Obviously, since his directorial debut, there's not much of a style really in there yet.
Yeah.
But I feel like for a directorial debut, he did a pretty good job. And, this movie brings back so many fond memories. I mean, right from the fucking start, you literally the first thing you fucking hear is fucking Smash Mouth. I'm like, oh, now I'm like, oh, I'm back to 2012.
That just cements the time period.
Like right there, open with a fucking Smash Mouth song, and we end with a Baha Men song to make matters better. So it's crazy. The soundtrack really does kind of take you back to that time. It really does. It feels like 2002 to the point where they play Fat Boy Slim's most popular song right here, right now, in the climax when he's on the fucking helicopter, which I'll probably get to that scene because that scene's actually pretty funny. But since I'm talking about a comedy, it's hard to really kind of talk about the plot instead of mainly, it would be me talking mainly about my favorite scenes. But I do want to mention the plot of this movie because it is, in some ways, a satire of Hollywood even at that time. And for a kids movie, it's actually kind of clever how they did it. Sure, it's probably not the greatest satire about Hollywood in the world. It's not a very scathing satire. Then again, it is a movie, that's designed for a younger audience, right? So you can't go too far in terms of making it all dark and fuck Hollywood, that kind of shit. But like, I think the satire that is there is actually kind of clever. In terms of, this is kind of a boy cry wolf story. It really is kind of a boy who cried wolf type of story where Frankie Muniz's character, he's the biggest liar on the face of the fucking planet. This from the fucking opening scene, to the point where everybody else treats him like utter shit. Like, for example, at the beginning of the movie, his teacher, played by fucking Sandra Oh of all people.
Oh my god, she's a bitch.
She just slams the door right in front. He's right there, running towards school, and she slams the door. He's literally right there. She slams the door right in front of him. Boy, he tries to go up in the fucking window and makes up a lie about how his father was sick in the ER. And it's kind of fucking funny, Miss Caldwell, can I call you Phyllis? No. I can pretty much quote this movie almost verbatim. Oh God. David Shepard's office, one moment, please. Okay, I can't. But yeah, I think it's so good. But then when I think I know Paul Giamatti, he's a very respected actor, but honestly, I will always say this is my favorite performance that Paul Giamatti has ever done. He's done a lot, but this is the role I associate with him most, even more than the holdovers.
Or Sideways.
Sideways as well. But he's so good. He is so good in this movie.
I mean, yeah, no, it really is just. I think also just like, you know, before I knew who Paul Giamatti was and everything, you know, I just instantly, when I would see him in another movie, without even seeing this movie, just seeing the trailers, I just knew that he was that guy that turns blue in Big Fat Liar. And it's like, he's always going to be that for me.
Yeah, that's
despite the fact that I had never seen this movie before.
Yeah, he's the guy that turns. Oh, yeah, and this is coming from somebody who's seen Lady in the Water and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh boy, Lady in the Water. He wasn't bad in Lady in the Water. He's probably the only one trying in that fucking movie. Everybody else was
just
not.
A script.
That script is utter garbage. And again, what do you expect from M. Night Shyamalan? But Paul Giamatti carries this fucking movie. As good as Muniz and Bynes are in this movie, they are both very good because they are the leads. But Paul Giamatti fucking carries this movie on his fucking feet. He is so good. So good. There are so many scenes in here that just make me laugh even to this day. There's even like people in this movie you wouldn't even like fucking you like so many people in this movie you would recognize, like Jaleel White plays himself and Marty Wolf calls him Urkel.
That movie that they're making is one of the funniest fucking things. I want to see that movie. I just want to know what that movie even is.
Same here.
And then you have fucking Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live playing the bully character that torments Jason Shepard. It's to the point where he has to pretend to be Kaylee and go over to her grandma.
Oh, and the fact that it works.
And the workout montage.
He's just wearing the clothes.
Oh my god, it is so fucking good. It is so funny. And then, oh man, I want us to get G.I. Jane 2. Well, everybody wants to see G.I. Jane 2, but I want to see that movie with the fucking chicken and Jaleel White. I want to see that. Yeah, there's so many, like the plot is very simple. It's a very simple movie. It's not a movie about complexities, okay? But I think it's just a movie that just never fails to make me laugh. I think even to this day, it makes me laugh. You wanna go over some of your favorite scenes before I go over mine? I mean, this thing. Oh boy. Let's wrap. Okay, I'm gonna let Jared go first. What is some of your favorite scenes in here?
Well, let's see. Obviously, there's just the Jaleel White scene and everything with the fucking chicken, and just him talking about like how he can't act with him and everything. Like he doesn't know how to like react with the fucking chicken and everything.
The fact that Paul Giamatti name drops Roger Ebert, and then Ebert himself gave this a positive.
Gave it 2 thumbs. Yes. Ebert and Roper both gave it 2 thumbs. Movie 2 thumbs up.
There's something that it's not like in like particular scenes and everything, but it's just like all these like little moments and stuff where like, you know, suspend your disbelief in the world of this movie. This is just how this works and everything. Like how he is able to fool his teacher by, you know, talking like his dad, and it's obviously a child that is, you know, maybe going through puberty. Like, and then he's fooled there, and then how him and Amanda Bynes are at the airport, and what's his face?
Donald Faison from Scrubs.
Yeah, he's just, you know, got a sign, you know, waiting and everything for, you know, this designer and everything. He's like, yeah, like, just, again, and it shows how, you know, much of a fucking liar.
That scene where they dump his Paul Giamatti's pool with the blue tie.
I mean, that is
It's iconic.
okay.
And then,
No, the best scene,
and also
for one of the best scenes for me, is when he shows up. When Paul Giamatti shows up at that party, and they think that he is the clown.
You see when they fuck up his car to the point where it starts playing the blues song.
Shepard! And then when he realizes he's blue, the whole reaction, oh my god! Oh my god. And the fact that fucking his hair is like fucking all orange and shit.
Yes.
Oh my god, it is so funny. And then there's even these scenes even before that this whole thing even happens, where he's just fucking with, like, remember the scene where he's trying to, okay, I'll give you back the paper, and then he just fucking puts on a cigar, puts the fucking paper on fire. Oh my god, and it's so funny. And the fact that, Astrid, the fucking receptionist, oh my god, when this fucking, you're killing that dog, or that dog is dying. Oh, I'm coming. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, but it's so funny. And then, another thing you mentioned, we're going back to Donald Faison's character now. When he finally realizes that he's lying, and he goes to the back of them, and he keeps cutting him off. Oh god, oh my god, there's so many fucking scenes I could go, and I think this movie is almost like wish fulfillment for kids, because they shot this thing pretty much at home on the Universal backlot, pretty much. It's clearly the backlot. I mean, come on, to the point where you have the fucking tour and everything and all this other stuff, and it's just like the fact that Universal is willing to deal with Marty Wolf for so long. I'm surprised he didn't cut his ass sooner.
Well, to be fair, Warner Brothers was able to put up with David Zaslav for so long, so...
Don't get me started about David Zaslav. In fact, that's why I named this episode the way it did, because David Zaslav kind of reminds me of Marty Wolf. He really does. He's an egomaniac. Except Marty Wolf was actually funnier. David Zaslav, he's not particularly funny. But he just kind of reminds me, just like the guy's a hack to the point where he claims Big Fat Liar, and he doesn't even fucking write it. His assistant writes Big Fat Liar, not even him. It's just like, come on, to the point where all these fucking people, even the fucking, by the way, there's a couple of other people I didn't mention yet, that, like, for example, the director of Big Fat Liar, the in-universe, is fucking John Cho, Sulu from Star Trek. I find it so fucking funny. Dude, it's just, it's like, there's a bunch of other scenes I can mention too. Like, you even have the fucking dress up montage that a lot of kids movies had in the mid-90s, early 2000s. And it's like, there's a bunch of other things I can get to. Like, we forgot to mention, not the actual party that he goes to with the kids attack him, but I'm talking about the party before Big Fat Liar is greenlit, and that monologue that Marty has, pretty much, he has to kind of, convince this Universal executive to greenlight the movie. He's talking about the movie, and he has that shit in his ear, and Jason's telling him what exactly to say, and he goes off script, and he's just going over the top, and he's like, he yanks the fucking earpiece off. He's like, ow! Oh, I'm sorry. This movie has so much heart. It's like, it's so over the top. I love that monologue. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless Big Fat Liar. Oh my God, this movie brings back so many fucking childhood memories. It's not even funny. Like, every scene, like, you know what's funny? Their plan is in 4 phases. So, did Kevin Feige see this movie at one point and decided, hey, their idea of doing phases, maybe I could do that too?
Yes.
Because those 4 phases, even though technically now we're up to 6 phases with the MCU, but the movie really only has 4. I thought at first it was like 3 phases, 3 acts, but no, it's 4 phases. And the fact that they're able to fucking bust Marty the way they did, it's like a long, convoluted Rube Goldberg machine, that 3rd act. It's a long Rube Goldberg machine. Like the longest Rube Goldberg machine you will ever see in your life. Like, to the point where his car breaks down. They think that the car breaks down, so he has to go in the helicopter. But the helicopter supposedly breaks down. He has to go down to fucking skydiving with Lee Majors there.
Yes.
It's like, and then he finds Jason there, and he chases him. He's chasing around a little kid, and it's clear that he knows, Jason Shepard, that is, knows that his plan pretty much there's no moment in it where he's frightened. You could tell on his face, like, he knows exactly what to do to twist everything around, and you could tell. And then, like, the way they just did it, I'm just like, it's so convoluted, but I just love it. The fucking scene where they're just fucking driving through the back lot and all this crazy shit. I just like, he gets flooded. The water comes flowing. There's so many fucking things in this movie that just make me laugh so hard. And I think the moral of the story is a pretty good one, that the truth is not overrated. But the problem is, in Hollywood, well, they don't really ever tell the truth. I don't know if this is if this is Dan Schneider making a statement that Hollywood needs to tell the truth. If that is the case, he's a fucking hypocrite, considering look what the fuck he did. But it's just like it's so funny. Like it's it's wish fulfillment. Like this is I was the perfect age for it. It's like wish fulfillment. Hollywood is like this magical place or whatever, and not what we see, the dark underbelly, and it's just.
There was a lot of like wish fulfillment movies that came out like around this time that were kids movies and stuff.
I think a Blank Check. What do you?
I think I'm thinking a Blank Check, and I was gonna mention this, that one of the things that I like in this movie with Frankie Muniz's character is like, whereas like with Blank Check and everything, he's got loaded money and everything, and being very extravagant and stuff. Whereas Frankie Muniz, it's like he's like, listen, like my story was stolen, and it's like I just want my story rights,
Yes,
and I'm like,
I want it back.
Lot. I think it's honestly just kind of grown up, and maybe something that a kid hey, maybe want and everything, hey, you stole my story, like.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to a lot of fucking a bunch of movies nowadays. When some people, whenever they reach success, they sue them because it steals from something else. For example, I remember when the movie Together was coming out. The movie from this year the producers of some other movie sued Neon. They sued Dave Franco and Alison Brie. They sued the director for supposedly stealing this idea, and it went nowhere. So, it just kind of reminds me of situations like that, though. So, there's one bit that I really fucking like that I forgot to mention. It's right after the car breaks down, and the guy he slams into the fucking guy with the fucking big monster truck type of guy. Oh my God! I'm gonna kill you! And then the old lady is like, "They're up yours, blue boy." Oh my God. It's so fucking funny. And the fact that the punchline comes back at the very, very, very end, I think it's perfect. The ending of this movie is perfect because Marty Wolf essentially gets his ass fired from Universal, and he's really has to be a clown. He has to become a clown because he needs to make money. And then the fucking wrestling guy, oh my god! And the son, literally, the movie ends with his son kicking him in the balls. That's how this movie ends.
So that's why he became the Rhino.
The origin
God.
story makes sense now.
Oh my god. But yeah, the movie's shot competently, it's edited competently. The score by Christoph Beck, it's take or leave. It's not something I'll remember, but the soundtrack, it's something I will remember. I mean, you fucking use Smash Mouth to start your movie and Baha Men to end it. I mean, that really dates your movie to like 2002 when those groups were very popular. But yeah, it's just it's so much fun. There's a couple of other things in it that that really get me going. For example, like towards like the fucking that one guy that his Jason's sister is going out with very early on. She goes out with this guy. It's pretty much the Jamie Kennedy character from Malibu's Most Wanted. That is fucking white guy pretending to be black. He's like, "What's up, fool?" And then, surprisingly, they showed fucking restraint in this movie with not making Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes a couple. It's strictly platonic, which I really liked. I thought that was really nice for a change, but they're strictly platonic and, they're just best friends. I kind of like that. I thought it was kind of sweet. The acting's pretty good for the most part. I mean, yeah, it's just... This movie is fucking just...
Paul Giamatti's fantastic.
He really is.
That is some A-class acting there.
He should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars that year.
Okay,
who won that year for the record? The Oscars. Who the fuck won that year?
Tim Robbins.
We talked about how, with The Naked Gun, how, that is one of Liam Neeson's best performances and everything.
Yes.
It's this is one of Paul Giamatti's best performances too.
Yes, I do agree with that as well. It's just, it's so fun. And I think I know why this movie is funny. Even though Dan Schneider wrote the movie, apparently the screenwriter of Meet the Parents did the final draft. And that makes a lot of sense because Meet the Parents is one of the funniest fucking movies too. If you've ever seen it, you need to see Meet the Parents if you haven't. It is so good, especially the scene on the airplane with Ben Stiller and the bomb threat. Oh my god, that is absolutely hysterical. It is such a good movie. What happened? Oh, hold on, 1 second.
I'll definitely see that and the two sequels before the other sequel with Ariana Grande comes out.
Oh, I forgot they're making a fourth one. Why are they making a fourth one? I thought the third one sucked so bad it killed it. I know I've seen the second one too. The second one is just as funny, but the third one I heard was not good. I've never seen it though. But as for they made a direct-to-video sequel to Big Fat Liar called Bigger, Fatter Liar, which I think Jared has seen. Don't quote me on that though.
Bigger and fatter. So Romy?
Have I?
I think you have. I swear you fucking did it in like a fucking review back when you started. I swear to God.
Oh man, maybe I did.
Let me check your channel.
It would have been in those when I did
roundup videos, right? I think it would have been.
Yeah, when I would review 15 at a time or so.
Yes. I think it would have been at least in one of them, but I don't know. I can't be safe to sure, but it's probably not very good. We're not good. It's probably not very good. It's direct to video.
I probably didn't. Yeah,
I think it was 2019, right? When that came out, or 18? I don't remember.
2017.
Okay.
17. Fuck.
See, and I started YouTube in 2018. Yeah. So.
Oops. Never mind. Then I must have gotten my ass confused. But yeah, the fact that fucking Ebert and Roper gave
probably
us 2
something
thumbs
similar
up.
though that I did review though.
But yeah, it's you know what's funny? that apparently in March of 2022, Shawn Levy revealed that he always wanted to make a direct sequel to Big Fat Liar. Stated the plot would include a Marty Wolf revenge story. The filmmaker referenced the revitalized Real Steel franchise in the form of an upcoming television series as hope for a future Big Fat Liar sequel to be made. But they still haven't made that Real Steel TV show that Disney Plus wanted to do. But I won't. Maybe there should be a legacy sequel to this. I don't know. Then again, Amanda Bynes doesn't act anymore, so how could they do that? I don't know. Because again, she was a victim of Schneider's bullshit, so I don't know. It's too bad, really. But you know, I like this movie.
I don't think this movie needs a sequel, though.
No, not really. But I understand maybe why Shawn Levy. Then again, he's doing fucking Star Wars now. He's living the dream. When you get to do a Star Wars movie, he's living the dream. It's filming right now. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's really good. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4.
4.5 out of 5.
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 with the caveat that definitely, if I grew up with this, it would be an 8 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah. It's the same. It's like similar to, you know, Lord of the Rings, the Ralph Bakshi movie. You grew up with it. You have a fondness for it. I never grew up with it. Obviously, I was a lot more of an objective guy when it comes to reviewing that movie.
I would even say something even like around the same time. Like, I'm a huge fan of Freaky Friday.
Yeah,
like
I was a fan of that, and that was like my first time I saw that.
I watched that movie religiously, like all the time and everything. If I hadn't, probably would have been a 7 out of 10, but I gave it an 8 out of 10. I love that movie.
Yeah. So let's spin the wheel. By the way, for the record, folks, Change just confirmed he is returning to the show next week as we speak. He is returning. So that means I better be quiet about Sydney Sweeney for a while before he kicks my ass.
Just don't review Eden then.
I wasn't even fucking planning on it. And I wasn't even planning on reviewing Americana either, because apparently she sings in that movie badly. And
or
that's
Housewife.
The climax. What'd you say?
Or Housewife.
Housemaid.
Housewife.
But Avatar's going to kick its ass anyway, so we're going to be okay. Let's spin the wheel. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully it doesn't land on something stupid. I swear to God. Please, I don't want to do. I don't want.
Big money.
I don't want that happening. I don't want that happening. No. Yay! It's my second favorite movie of all time. And a movie that Chayton calls overrated. So you know
Just
what?
in time for Halloween.
What a great time for him to return.
What a great time, because he's going to call overrated. You know what? I want to kick his ass because my second favorite movie of all time, over the Jerry Maguire. It's the best Scream movie to date.
Well, this will be my chance to rewatch it, because I haven't rewatched it for a little bit. But yeah,
there we go.
I can.
I own the
re-rate it.
Better. I own the 4K. I own all the 4Ks for all the Scream movies they released on 4K. The only one they haven't released on 4K was 4 for some reason. For some reason, they haven't released it on 4K. I think that's because Lionsgate owns that one, I think. So that's why Paramount didn't even fucking release it. But next week, oh boy, I have something to be really excited for. I mean, I was excited doing this because this is a childhood favorite, but trust me, everybody who is a regular viewer knows how much Scream 2 means to me. Everybody knows at this point. So next week is, let's just say for next week, I'm going to be a little bit indulgent. I'm going to be a little bit self-indulgent, just like Ari Aster is self-indulgent most times. And it's going to be pretty much me being, you know, jerking this movie off, for lack of a better term. Yes, I heard about Minority Report getting a 4K. It's supposed to come out, I think, in October. Thank God. It's about time, too. But, yeah, it's just, oh, I love this movie to death. I really do. I really do. You know me when it comes to Scream 2. I get a little bit, you know, overwhelmed when I talk about it. So it's like, I don't even need to write notes. I know this movie by heart. I know everything about it. It's just from frame one to finish. It's just my second favorite movie. And it's just, it's funny because we're approaching, well, next year will be the 30th anniversary of the Scream franchise, and Scream 7 is coming. So it's about time we get to a fucking Scream movie again. It's about time. It's coming close to October, too. I think the next episode will be September 30th, so coming pretty close. So I'm glad I didn't make that the Halloween special. I still have time to figure that out. So yeah, getting through K-pop Demon Hunters was fucking worth it because I get to talk about Scream 2 now. It was so worth it. It was so worth it. And then I have to put it
October, are we gonna do a horror movie each week, or are we gonna continue?
I want to do the last week of October, the horror movie. I just want to keep spinning until that happens. So yeah, but yeah. How about no? I don't like Hocus Pocus.
It's a decent movie, fun but not great.
Oh, geez, that movie is so over the top, and they go after virgins. It's a fucked up movie. They go after virgins. We'll see, guys. We'll see. It's probably going to be something. I just don't know what it is yet. I gotta figure it out at some point within the weeks to come. But for now, that's it for this week. What an eventful week, because in everything that we talked about.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Scream 2 will be the main focus of next week for me, but I'm going to try and get at least a review for F1 out, because I really need to get to F1. And I'm going to have to, and since Fantastic Four came out on digital, I might rewatch that this week, because I love that movie. I love it so much, and it means a lot to me personally, because it's an MC movie that I actually love for a change. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Until then, fuck Disney for removing Jimmy Kimmel, even though he's back on now. And what the hell are you doing, Jared?
Sorry, I was fixing my volume.
Oh, you were fixing your volume. Oops. Yeah. Well then, okay. Next week, Scream 2. Bye-bye, everybody.